It's been 2 whole weeks since I killed me a man, and already I'm starting to get the itch. Feel I'm getting weaker, while Charlie's growing stronger in the jungle. I can't lose my edge. I gotta keep my strength up. I gotta maintain discipline.
Integration protocol activated. Local administrator override initiated. Full subroutines unlocked and synchronized. Integration complete. Administrator override complete.
Oh, thank God for that. 24 hours without the division. Oh my God. But luckily we got a good build for you. So despite the delays with the new season for Broken Wings, it's finally dropped and we've got the Cavalier gear set as our newest gear set. And this thing is pretty decent. I've managed to make a couple of builds with this one, but I thought that the first build that I'd drop would be the straight up DPS one, and this hits like a Mack truck. Running this build is like running a spotter build, except you also negate 70% damage for your mates. That's without the defender drone even being procced. We're starting off with the technician specialization purely for the link laser pointer. It gets an additional skill tier, but that's not really needed on this build. Our primary weapon is going to be the FAL assault rifle. This thing is disgusting with the damage. It's like a Kingbreaker, but accurate. We've rolled flatline onto this, and we've also got crit chance, 20 rounds, link laser pointer, and crit chance as the mods. This gun is really good. I highly recommend it in a lot of different builds. Now onto the actual Cavalier gear set. We have the 4-piece, which is going to give us hazard protection, repair skills, and it comes with the talent charging. For each second spent out of cover during combat, agents will get 5% reduced incoming damage to a max of 50. Charged. While fully charged, gain immunity to any movement speed debuff, and share this with all of the agents' hazard protection and the incoming damage reduction with all allies for 10 seconds. After charge is consumed, charging buff will resume if still in combat and out of cover. So, on a continuous cycle, you are going to mitigate 50% damage for your entire team just by wearing 4 pieces. Now this is just straight out without any other buffs or anything else at all. Now if you pair this with a defender drone that's expertise, for example my one is now expertise where it's giving 15% reduction to damage. That means that at a total I would get 65%. Now here's the kicker, with the chest piece that bumps that 50% up to 70%. That means with my defender drone, I will mitigate 85% of the damage that comes into me. Now, this damage is not factored in by your armor, their armor, your damage, anything else other than their damage. So if their bullets are doing 100k, they're now doing 15k. We've gone with the Grippo holster for all reds with those crits, and I forgot to mention that the chest and mask also have crit damage, crit chance with armor cores. With the knee pads we've gone weapon damage and crit chance. With the gloves, weapon damage and crit chance. You'll also notice that a few of these pieces aren't even optimized, and yet this build was performing really well, so I can't wait to see what it does once it's fully optimized. With our backpack, we've gone with the Fenris backpack to give us that 10% assault rifle damage for the FAL, and we've gone in all reds with crits and the vigilance talent. Increases total weapon damage by 25%, taking damage disables it for 4 seconds. That means if you're staying in the back doing all the damage, you're perfectly fine. Our secondary gun's going to be your standard for Mask with Optimus, crit chance, crit damage and 20 rounds. This one's got damage to armor on it, just your standard gun. We've also gone with the Regulus. I like the look of the Regulus, it's a fun gun. Doesn't really offer much to the build, but it's just nice to have. With our skills I've gone Crusader Shield and Holographic Distraction Decoy. These are pretty decent. I would personally probably switch out the shield for the defender drone for instance. That could help out, but I also like the shield for doing a bit of corner peeking, particularly when you're fighting at a distance. Moving over to the stats, we're sitting at 52,000 PvP damage with 55 chance and 120 crit damage. So we've got some pretty disgusting damage going on this build. This is going to be smacking people. When we go to our armor, we're sitting at 1.058, so it's not a true 1.1 million yet, but once all that stuff's optimized, it's going to be up there. And so we've got some okay survivability for this build. But the key to running this build is not to be the face tanker. You're the DPSer, so you're sitting back, you're getting those people off guard, laying down some sick DPS, and when your team's ready, they run in and do the finish with that 70% mitigated damage, remembering that's not including if they have any defender drones. All in all, this build hits really hard, and as you can see, on our trial run, we get a rank 17 manhunt like it's nothing. A few things to note about this build before you go running it in the dark zone. First of all, if you go behind cover, it's going to cancel out the buff. You need to be out of cover running around to make sure you're constantly having that buff for your team. Another thing that we've discovered during testing is that if you die and you don't respawn, for whatever reason, that buff still applies to your team until you respawn. Now I don't know if Ubisoft's going to fix that in the future, if it's some kind of bug, or if that's just the way it plays because the game registers you as in combat even when you're dead. But we'll find that out in the future. If you enjoyed the video or you end up using the build, like and subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments.